he has become one of the best big play receivers in the NFL. I don't have the updated numbers after play today, I don't think, but this I don't think this includes play today, but he's top 8 in the NFL in receptions of 20 yards or more. That list is Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Marquise Brown, Antonio Brown, Cooper Kupp, Mike Gesicki, Deebo Samuel, DJ Moore, Mike Williams, Mark Andrews, Tyreek Hill, Henry Ruggs, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Like, that's the group of guys. We're glad you're watching our video. Give it a like and subscribe to this channel.
Yep, 50% of you are not subscribed. So if you're watching and you like it, subscribe. Also, check out the podcast below in the description.
We're sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Yes, we are. #1 vodka in America. I like Gesicki, by the way.
And
you kind of made fun of him, but I do like the player. I take him on my team.
But I mean, like, he's developed. They have. Here's a guy who did not have a great rookie year, who had a lot of pressure on him, both from within his organization and the fact that a bunch of receivers were taken after him, and they were all better than him last year. And it wasn't that he didn't make a play here or there; it's that they weren't even throwing him the football. And now clearly, they trust him to make a ton of plays, and he's been making a ton of plays.
Well, I don't think it was just they were better than him, because obviously Jefferson had a historic season, but he was never in the mix for that pick. I think it was like everyone thought they were going to take CeeDee Lamb, and they went Ruggs instead of CeeDee Lamb, and we all said, well, CeeDee Lamb is the ideal guy Derek wants. And Derek is starting to treat Henry in a different way than CeeDee, though when we were talking earlier, you see he had a walk-off touchdown against the Pats.
I did see that, yes.
Is that
NFC is just
Derek? We've always, like, the analytic nerds always crush Derek for being like, playing too close to Alex Smith, and it's like, bro, we watched this guy at Fresno State. Even some of his moments with Crabtree and Cooper, he wants to just let it rip in man-to-man coverage. But I think it's probably he's never had success. Now, granted, he's just never played with that type guy, a smaller player like that, right? So I wonder if he was just hesitant. Well, this guy's winning 50-50 balls.
He's got a 42-inch vertical.
His vert's insane, and his speed, his play speed is elite. And I think one thing we knew right away, even last year, it's like John Ross, sometimes like that type player, you can just tell right away, like, this is not going to work. Where it didn't quite feel like that with Henry. It's like, every team in the league would take this guy right now. This year, you're starting to see, like, this guy could be, a 70, 75 to 85 catch guy with every game have a top off the cover type play, which is big for Derek because he will throw the ball into one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, take the top off the cover. The ceiling is the roof. And threaten
Take the cover
constantly.
off the top. Yeah, you know what I meant.
Take the top off the defense. But, like, open things up offensively because it's such a threat. Right? He just, like, this is what you want great players to do, is they don't just make the plays they make, but they affect the game. And it feels like he affects the game.
Well, like Noah Fant,
yeah,
I think was the 20th pick in the draft. And the thing he, like, hung his hat on was he was like this 4.3, 4.4. He's hauling ass tight end. And you just got, I don't really feel like his place. Now, it's not all his fault. His quarterback kind of stinks. But, like, Henry, you feel his speed. Like, his speed is lightning. Like, he's so fast that if your timing on your deep ball is not perfect, he has a lot of where he has to come back. And I think that would happen to most quarterbacks unless he, like, played with Josh Allen. Like, there aren't going to be many quarterbacks that are overthrowing Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
Right?
But isn't that part of the beauty of Ruggs, too, is, like, that he can come back to the ball and make a play? Like, that is what makes you...
He actually has good ball skills.
Right? That's what makes you a top 10, top 15 type player. Like, there are fast guys, but he's a really good receiver when the ball's in the air. Like, well, if the Raiders, in perfect situations.
If the Raiders didn't take Henry Ruggs at whatever, they took him at 11, I think, 11 or 12, there is a chance that he wouldn't have gone till the 20s. Like, I don't think he was a lock to go in the teens, especially with some of those other guys. He might have, but it easily could have been. It was a risky kind of a swing for the fences pick. And this year, and definitely just the last several weeks, I think you're starting to see, like, I wouldn't call it like a walk-off home run yet, but it's definitely, like, at minimum, it's going to be a double. Like, really good. And more than likely, you're going to feel pretty good about the pick.
Yeah, I mean,
because he's never going to produce like CeeDee Lamb, and like when you look at Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, they are just getting consistently 9 to 10 and like 140s and a touch. Like His is going to be more like 5 for 110, right? But that 1 or 2 plays changes a game.
Yeah. Well, Jefferson's a clear number one receiver, even if Ruggs is never like a
So
top tier number.
What do you say Lamb is too? I know he's technically not on his team, but he would be
Yeah.
on most teams.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think Jefferson is just on another level. I'd put Jefferson a step ahead, above CD. I love
He's
CD.
pretty sweet. Yeah.
I love CD Lamb. But my point is like we can go back to the CD Lamb point, but to make the point on Ruggs, he's playing with Waller, he's playing with Renfro. If Edwards, a run game, Carr,
Yeah.
what?
He has a lot more catches than CD Lamb. He's sweet.
Is Jefferson leading the league?
Well, Devontae was coming into today, but I don't know how many catches he had today.
Well, I saw. Did you see that? Well, they called a touchdown back. That would have been pretty sweet had it counted.
He did step out.
I know, but it was just cool.
It was sweet. Yeah.
What did he do today? 4 for 89.
Who?
Devontae. Is that right?
Yeah. Jefferson had 8 for 80, just casual. He's got 41 catches.
I mean, he's
not even to like Halloween. He's going to have 110.
Good.
He's going to have like 115. He's sweet.
How many times you trade a guy like Diggs, who's really good, and you go upgraded, cheaper?
Yeah. More normal.
More normal. At least you never know. Like, you got to give receivers time; they can grow into it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you give him back-to-back 100-catch seasons. Like I can see, I'd be Ruggs has that type personality. Like, could he have like a 10-touchdown season and start like walking in like with Superman capes and shit? Like, which I like. I mean, the NFL has thrived off guys like that, right? I hope. I don't
Absolutely.
know. I don't even think I've ever heard Ruggs talk, but I hope he just kind of comes into his own.
Yep.
Because I don't think Jefferson is like that at all. Jefferson is not. He's very just like he's wired like a guard. I just don't think he talks. He's just a very normal guy. I could see Ruggs though. Yeah, I think there's a little something there.
Especially, I think when you're a big play guy, because those are the swaggiest plays, right?
Yeah. Well, Deshaun, what is Deshaun known for? Going back and forth up the goal line when the guy's chasing him.
Yeah.
Deshaun is better. I mean, Deshaun's one of the greatest speed guys in the history of the sport. And his skills at wide receiver were just so elite. This guy is more physical than Deshaun, though. Deshaun was 165 pounds. Like, this guy, I don't know, whatever he weighs in at 180, but he's jacked up. He just looks, he's just a little bit of a different type player. With that, like, clearly, like, him and Deshaun and, like, the short list of guys, like, I'm the fastest guy every time I step on the field. Like, it's not even a question.
Check out the link below. Go to liquidiv.com. Use the code HAM for 25% off. Get your hydration on.
Yes. You want to gamble? MyBookie.ag, promo code HAM, and the number 1 has you covered. MyBookie.ag, promo code HAM1. Go place a bet.
And now he's got confidence. Like, Deshaun had a ton of confidence, and it feels like Ruggs. I don't know that he didn't have confidence last year, but I could understand if it was just difficult. Now it feels like he's got confidence. Certainly, Derek has confidence.
Well, I also think the major difference too with Deshaun, like Deshaun should have gone like the top 20, but then his character stuff, Tedford crushed him, and he goes in the second round. So he came out guns blazing, and he already thought he was like the number 1 overall pick. I do wonder with Ruggs, like, did he think he was going 11, and then all of a sudden you go 11, you're like, holy shit, there's a lot of pressure on me. Like that, I think sometimes when you're taking like Nick Bosa's going 4, Khalil Mack, like those guys, yeah, the whole time everyone was telling me I'm going top 5 the whole time.
Yeah.
But when it's like, oh shit, Alex Leatherwood 17, and all of a sudden like, God, I thought I was going to go like early second round. Now I'm like a 17th overall pick. That's an added pressure that I think sometimes of people in your head, or like because you don't know anything when you're training for the draft, you're just being told like, hey, I think we're going to go in like the 20s. Worst case scenario, we go like pick 35. Then all of a sudden you're sitting there with your family and you go 11th. That was one of the more shocking picks I remember that year. But it wasn't like people thought he was not good enough, like Cleveland Farrell, whatever. It's like, whoa, that's a bold move. I like when bold moves hit.
Yeah, the difference though is that it felt the Ruggs one. What did everybody say? Oh, it's an Al Davis pick, right?
Yeah.
No one said that about Cleveland Farrell.
No, people just thought like, is this guy a second rounder?
So
people said it's Solomon Thomas. He's making plays now.
Yeah.
Caused a fumble.
But he is the other part of it is just fun to watch too. He's one of the most fun players.
I mean, I'm a sucker for a good 4-2 guy that can catch, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they just can't. Like, they just never make plays.
Well, and I think,
Remember John Ross by like year 3? They're like, "Do you think he can play corner?"
but also his quarterback was Andy Dalton. Like, part of this is Derek does what people always beg quarterback, just throw it up and give him a chance. Like, Derek does it. He just throws it up and gives him a chance. And he throws as good of a Texas leaguer as anybody, where it's just like, I'm just going to lollipop it out there. And you have to really, you can run all over the place and go make the play. Center fielder.
He did it to Waller today on one where he was running across the middle of the field. Waller was at like the hash. Derek throws it like probably 5 yards inside of the out of bounds line, and Waller runs all the way across, and the DB's just chasing him, and he just catches it, and he gets tackled. It's like 34 yards.
The end zone cam on some of those throws is probably really fun to watch when you see really where the player was when Derek let go of the football.
I feel that's Derek's Phil Mickelson flop shot. Like, hey guys, check this one out. Because does he have to do that?
No, I do think it increases the chances if your player, your guy sees the ball and is more talented. It just increases the chances. You're just giving it a wider kind of landing area, I think.
But couldn't he just throw a rope and hit the guy in stride?
Yeah, but I mean, the Ruggs ball, I'd be interested.
The Ruggs one's deep, but the Waller one, he did the same trajectory as the Ruggs.
Yeah,
I just wonder. I feel like he's kind of like, I'm going to hit a flop shot. Like,
I just think
bump and run.
You increase your room for error when you throw it high.
I get it on the go route, but on some of these other balls, I wonder if he has to do it. But what are they going to do?
It's like the opposite of a flop shot. It's kind of like a bump and run. I think it just gives you more room for error.
Yeah.
And it kind of puts the onus on them. I'm just going to put it out there. You just go get it. It's almost like throwing a balloon.
On the go route, it's going to get you a lot of PIs.
That too. Yeah, maybe it's partly that. It's a good call.